Hello, this is Paul, and as you realize, we are teaching OpenOffice.net at the First Church of the Brethren on Saturday mornings at 1:30, and I encourage your attendance. At present, we are talking about the Calc program with OpenOffice, and we realize that Calc is dealing with spreadsheets. Up until now, we realized that spreadsheets is a very useful tool for the listing of various data. And one thing that we can realize on this listing, we have rows and columns that be able to organize information that makes sense going across the sheet. We have columns with all like data. For example, in column C here, we have all of the governors of Pennsylvania listed there, and other parts of interest that takes each column going across. Now, going down, each row will give you what is more commonly known as a record or an item. And they each have similar qualities going across to be able to relate to. So the strongest part about a spreadsheet is not only the organizing of data, but really strong on working with numbers. Now, working with numbers on Calc is just like using your calculator and using it one at a time. However, the spreadsheet will give you a lot of capabilities to be able to do many calculations at one time. With this data, we can translate it into some very interesting things, such as we can make graphs and be able to do a lot of reports with it. So we're going to be getting into that at a later time. But for now, we're going to talk about how it does deal with figures. And we talked about going to school. We used to realize that on a calculator, you would put in numbers in sequence. 1, hit the plus key. 2, with the number 3, and press the multiplier, and we would press in 4 and come up with 20. Now, when we go to a spreadsheet, we learned that we were going to look at things in a different order. That a spreadsheet will look at your numbers and do the multiplying and division at first, and then do the addition and subtraction afterwards. This is a very important principle, and we spent a lot of time learning this. Now, with the spreadsheet, multiplying and dividing come first, addition and subtracting comes second, and you can rearrange that priority with the use of parentheses or brackets. So with once we go into a calculation, it is set up of numbers and operators that will give a precise answer. Now, that is where we were looking at this. This would become a calculation. It's just not a set of numbers that we are looking to do anything with. But we can also look at it as a formula. A calculation and a formula are the same thing. Okay? So now we have a precise answer with a calculation or a formula. Very important. Using functions is using a predefined way of putting in formulas. There's nothing different about it. And one of the most useful tools that we have on us is that on the format bar we have a Greek letter that represents the addition, and we will be getting into that. We have taken a spreadsheet, started a new spreadsheet, and put in a series of numbers. I have them displayed if you can make it out, of 3, 7, and 4. The second line is 4, 8, and 5. And the third line is 5, 9, and 6. And then we have a fourth line of 6, 10, and 8. Now, if you will do this, and play with your computer, you'll learn this principle. It's very easy. Okay? Now, one thing is that on the top, like I said, there is a Greek letter that will enable you to bring a quick adding of either a column or a row. When you press this function, it will assume that you want the column in that location. OpenOffice will take the most logical way and recognize what direction numbers come in, whatever the direction may be on your spreadsheet. So it is a principle that that OpenOffice makes this easy to operate. Take notice that this will display a equal sign that activates the ability to add figures up or to use a function, either way. Okay? And SUM is the name of that function. Once you realize this, you can type in equals SUM and use the parentheses and write it as you wish. But this is an automatic function that you can select very quickly. In the parentheses, we have A1, and A1 represents the sector at A, column A, and line 1. Okay? This means that it is actually a 3. Okay? Now, it will also go down and include A5. So then we are A5. Here's the 5 here. You bring them across together, and that is that sector. Okay? Now, take notice they are separated by a colon. A colon is the same thing to include all of the sectors in between those two locations, including those locations. OpenOffice will also highlight or put a square around that area that designates that that is what it's covering. Now, the reason that it's covering the blank space on the bottom is because I skip a space and jump down. However, I leave that there so that if we want to add a number in that sector later on, it will be included in our formula. Okay? A formula is the actual writing, while the function is a quick way of putting it in. Now, once we press the enter key, we have the answer displayed in the sector. However, on the format line up top, it holds on to the format that we put in, the actual function or the formula. They are one and the same. A function is a pre-written formula. When you get this principle understood, you can replay this all you want. This is Paul. And remember that we do have our classes at 1:30 on Saturday afternoon, weather permitting. Thank you.